Welcome to San Antonio. Toronto Raptors getting set on the back-to-back where they actually have a better record on the second night than they do on the first night. However, the first night yielded a win last night in Memphis where the Raptors defeated the Grizzlies 99-95. And Sherm, we talk about culture wins for some teams, Chicago, San Antonio, Memphis. Well, the Raptors building a winning culture themselves, and that was a good win last night.
Yeah, it was a great win. I think they played great basketball in terms of it felt like a playoff game. Right. You know, the score wasn't in the hundreds, and guys weren't going crazy in terms of up and down in pace. You had to play a lot of half-court basketball. It was physical, and especially that second quarter when Memphis's bench came in and did a great job scoring the basketball. The Raptors continually bounced back in the second half, had some great fourth-quarter performances. Terrence Ross was excellent off the bench. But I just thought it was one of those games that tested their mettle and how physical they could withstand in terms of what Memphis was throwing at them. They stepped up to the challenge and got a good win in a tough environment against a physical team.
Well, they got great performances off the bench, as you said, from Terrence Ross. Lowry and DeRozan were their usual selves. Norman Powell looks more and more consistent and playing well in the starting lineup. And Jonas Valanciunas, Sherm, really showed his value, too. At a time when the league is going small and they're spreading the floor, driving lanes, shooting the three, the Raptors used an old-fashioned big man approach to defeat Memphis. Valanciunas terrific on the boards, protecting the rim, made his free throws. It's kind of a throwback win in that sense.
Well, it was, and we saw a bit of that against Atlanta, the previous game where they didn't adjust to Atlanta's smaller lineup and they used Jonas, and he was extremely effective. And then to see him do this again against a Memphis Grizzlies team where, you know, there is no Marc Gasol on that team, but Zach Randolph, JaMychal Green, these guys have some size. But I thought Jonas's presence, even though he wasn't playing well offensively in terms of field goal percentage, defensively and on the glass, he was extremely active, and there's such a luxury to have a big guy who can make free throws at the end of the game, and Jonas did a great job in the fourth quarter making free throws.
Well, there's only one team left that is undefeated at home this year, and you'll see them tomorrow night, the San Antonio Spurs, where the Golden State Warriors were beaten at home by the Boston Celtics. Who would have thought that? And Sherm, this San Antonio team, everybody's talking about Golden State, the pursuit of 73 and punctuating it with a championship. Lying in the weeds is this Spurs team.
That's kind of how it is for the Spurs, and I don't think they'd want it any other way. This is a quality team. They play an extremely efficient brand of basketball. They know who they are. They're not going to try and play outside of themselves, and this whole organization understands how to get people to play at a high level within their role. So there's a lot of buy-in. There's a lot of confidence in the system and the coaching staff, and I think these guys play for each other, and that's why you have continual success. But this Spurs team, you talk about Golden State and all the hoopla surrounding them, the Spurs are doing work, and they like it this way, nice and quiet, under the radar, but they're always there in the playoffs.
All right, you'll see the Raptors and the Spurs 8:30 on Sportsnet 1, and here it was Sherman myself on TSN 1050.